In this video, we will be taking a look at the building permit application process. We will look at the role of the building surveyor and overview the types of documentation required before a permit can be issued. Efficient and effective communication between your representatives is key during this stage of the development. As the owner of the property, your role will be to satisfy a long list of requirements, so it's important that you have a good knowledge of the essential elements. The building permit is issued by a building surveyor. The building surveyor works independently of council and on behalf of the applicant. The building surveyor ensures that the builder completes all works as per government regulations and in accordance with permit conditions. The building surveyor will also conduct stage inspections and report defects to the builder and applicant. In the following slides, we will discuss a number of essential elements, these being the working drawings, the engineering drawings, drainage plans, the council-approved landscape plan, and energy rating report. The working drawings feature additional detail about each of the dwellings proposed within the development. Information pertaining to joinery, carpentry, staircases, door and window schedules, and floor finishes are examples of this additional information. In this example, we can view the detail of a new kitchen, including the location of services and appliances. The detail needs to be as accurate as possible to ensure the building process runs smoothly. Here we can see an example of wall finishes prepared for the development. The detail shown in the wall, window and flooring schedules will often reflect the energy rating requirements. Engineering drawings are often highly technical and reflect the structural requirements for each dwelling. In this example, we can see the footing plan that shows the location of piers, the positioning of reinforcement elements, and the detail for the concrete slab itself. Structural engineers will review the soil test and arborist report before designing a footing plan. The level of information prepared by the structural engineer will extend from below ground to the footings and also to the frame design. In this slide, we can view the below ground requirements and how they combine with the footings to provide a very strong base for the property above. Engineering drawings will also show framing information that specifies the timber and steel schedules and also the bracing requirements. Truss and roofing designs will also be undertaken as part of the engineering drawing process. An engineer will also be required to undertake a drainage plan. In our example, the location of all downpipes, stormwater pits and underground pipes are shown. You'll also note information regarding the diameter of pipes and the grades or angles that the pipes must be installed below ground. The engineering department at the local council will also be required to approve this design before an approved building permit can be issued. It's also important to note that some planning permits will require significant and often expensive drainage requirements. Councils may also require you to upgrade services that belong to adjoining properties in cases whereby the proposed development places an excessive strain on existing services. The landscape plan was discussed in detail within our earlier video titled The Planning Application Process. The endorsed or stamped landscape plan will be required before a building permit is issued. The energy rating report and certificate is undertaken by a private consultant. The building surveyor will ensure that the information in the report is reflected in the working and engineering drawings. The report will identify a variety of items, including information about which windows and doors will require double glazing, the rating of all insulation, and the requirement for additional inclusions such as solar panels will also be listed. In the following few pages, we will look at a number of additional requirements. These are outlined in this slide. The electrical plan details the location of lights, switches, power points, ceiling fans and switchboards. Larger plans will incorporate street lighting, garden lighting and the location of group services. The building surveyor will check to ensure the location of any easements and request written approvals from the relevant authorities. In this slide, we can see an approval letter from Yarra Valley Water. The soil test report used by the structural engineers must also be included in the documentation. Here we can see the report of a site given a P classification due to the number of old trees that have existed at the site. For the engineering drawings, the engineers working at this site will need to have increased the strength of the footings to satisfy that P classification. The endorsed plans must show council stamp to formally allow a building permit. You will note the stamp on the bottom right hand side of this slide. The building surveyor will ensure all permit requirements are reflected in the various drawings prior to the issuing of a building permit. Over these next 2 pages you will note a long list of requirements. Feel welcome to pause this video and read over these essential elements. Once you've satisfied the long list of demands from your building surveyor and you've nominated your builder, you will receive a building permit. A typical permit is shown here. For a single dwelling, the costs associated with obtaining a building permit can total in excess of $10,000. The time taken to prepare the documentation for the building permit can be between 2 to 4 months from receiving a town planning permit for that development. Further information has been compiled for you and is available for free. If you'd like a copy of this publication, simply write or phone us today.